Welcome to Trending Unpacked, the show where we make sense of what the internet is buzzing about. Now, when I mention cultural icon, you might immediately picture a rock star, a movie legend, or perhaps a titan of the tech world. But what if I told you that our subject today, in 2025, is none other than a hardware store? Yes, you heard that right, Home Depot. It's not just trending online, it's a bona fide meme, and it represents far more than merely a place to acquire tools and lumber. It truly has become a surprising cultural touchstone. So the question that sparked this entire deep dive for us is, what profound shift allows a retailer of building supplies to ascend to such an iconic status, captivating public imagination and becoming a central topic of conversation across our digital landscape?
It's a truly fascinating paradox, isn't it?
Yeah.
On the surface, Home Depot is an utterly ubiquitous part of daily life for millions, deeply woven into the fabric of suburban America. Yet, peel back that familiar orange exterior, and you uncover a surprisingly rich tapestry of, entrepreneurial vision, historical alignment, and modern cultural adaptation. We'll explore not just what they sell, but the deeper meaning they represent, and critically, how that representation has dramatically evolved and found new resonance in our highly connected digital age. It's quite a journey from pragmatism to pop culture.
All right, let's unpack this journey, starting right at the foundation. Because, to genuinely grasp why Home Depot holds such a significant place in our cultural consciousness today, we have to rewind way back. Picture Atlanta, Georgia in 1978. This is where Bernie Marcus and Arthur Blank ignited a vision that would fundamentally reshape how average people approached home improvement. They didn't just see a market gap, they identified a deeply underserved need, and then they filled it with something truly unprecedented for its time.
Yeah, and what's truly remarkable about their concept was its sheer audacity, its departure from established retail norms. Prior to Home Depot, the landscape of home improvement shopping was entirely different. It was fragmented, often frustrating. If you were tackling a project, you typically had to visit a series of smaller, often specialized hardware shops, each with limited stock, varying levels of expertise. You'd go to a lumberyard for wood, right? A plumbing supply store for pipes, an electrical shop for wiring, maybe a local general hardware store for fasteners and tools. It was time-consuming, inefficient, and frankly, often quite intimidating if you weren't already a seasoned professional or like a deeply experienced hobbyist.
Right, you'd be running all over town. It sounds exhausting just thinking about it.
Exactly. And Marcus and Blank didn't just tweak this model. They completely demolished and rebuilt it. They envisioned a massive warehouse-style store, an enormous, brightly lit cathedral of possibility, you could almost say, where absolutely everything a homeowner or small contractor could possibly need, from a 2x4 to a kitchen appliance, was available under one colossal roof. This big box approach wasn't just about offering convenience, that was huge. It was about democratizing access to materials and expertise on an unprecedented scale.
So if the traditional model was about specialization, maybe even a bit of gatekeeping by the experts, and scarcity, Home Depot swung completely the other way, offering overwhelming abundance and one-stop shop convenience.
Precisely. It was a total paradigm shift.
Empowering consumers in a way they hadn't really experienced before in that sector, I imagine.
Absolutely. Imagine being one of those early customers, stepping into one of the very first Home Depot stores. It must have been an experience of, genuine awe and immediate empowerment. The sheer scale, the towering shelves laid with an astonishing array of products, the aisles stretching seemingly into infinity. It was unlike anything those people had ever encountered in retail. Seriously.
Yeah.
This wasn't just a place to buy screws. It was a veritable playground for the aspiring builder, the weekend warrior, the homeowner dreaming of transformation. By consolidating every imaginable component, tool, and material into a single accessible location, Home Depot dramatically reduced the barriers to entry for tackling significant home projects.
Okay, so it made bigger projects feel less daunting.
Yes, exactly. Less daunting, more achievable, and crucially more affordable because they could buy in bulk and pass on some savings. Economies of scale. This immediately ignited a new sense of confidence in the average individual. It transformed the previously complex and fragmented journey of home improvement into a streamlined, even inspiring expedition.
And this wasn't just a clever business model operating in a vacuum, right? It was perfectly positioned to ride some monumental demographic and economic waves. The 1980s and 1990s witnessed an explosive period of suburban development across America. Millions of new homeowners, each with a blank canvas, or maybe a fixer-upper needing love.
You've hit on a critical connection there. Home Depot's rapid expansion during those decades was far more than just good business acumen. It was a masterclass in strategic timing and market alignment. It really was. This era was characterized by an unprecedented boom in single-family homes, often sprawling out from urban centers. This was fueled by, economic prosperity and a societal ideal of homeownership. Millions of new families were purchasing houses. Many were either new builds requiring personalization or slightly older properties just ripe for renovation. These homeowners had a strong desire to put their unique stamp on their properties, to increase their value, and to craft living spaces that truly reflected their burgeoning aspirations.
Which created this incredibly fertile ground for what we now call DIY culture.
Exactly. The American do-it-yourself or DIY culture didn't just flourish, it truly exploded. And Home Depot was perfectly positioned as its primary enabler and, frankly, its fuel source.
So it wasn't just benefiting from an existing trend. It sounds more like they were actively nurturing it, maybe even engineering the widespread adoption of DIY. It was a profoundly symbiotic relationship, wasn't it?
That's precisely the insight we need to grasp. Home Depot transcended the role of a mere supplier. It became an indispensable catalyst, a real engine for this change. The easy accessibility of a vast array of materials, the wide selection of tools for every imaginable task, and, crucially, the perceived expertise available from their store associates. Often these were former tradespeople, right? So they had actual knowledge. All these factors combined to fuel this profound cultural shift.
Before this, maybe you'd just automatically hire someone, even for small stuff.
Yeah, often. Many people would automatically hire a professional for even minor repairs or aesthetic upgrades. But with a Home Depot store just a short drive away, suddenly homeowners felt equipped. They felt encouraged, confident enough to tackle projects themselves. Whether it was a fresh coat of paint for a living room, building a backyard deck, or undertaking a full bathroom renovation, Home Depot stores transformed into the ultimate destination. For inspiration, practical guidance, and, of course, all the necessary stuff. We can easily conjure that iconic image of the weekend warriors, dedicating their precious Saturdays and Sundays to home renovations. Often with a Home Depot receipt tucked into their pocket and a truck bed overflowing with supplies.
Totally. That image is so deeply etched into our collective memory.
They weren't just empowered to dream, they were empowered to do, to create tangible improvements with their own hands.
Yeah, and that solidifies Home Depot's place not just as a retail outlet, but as an integral thread in the fabric of the American dream itself. It's like a powerful symbol of personal effort, self-reliance, and that deeply satisfying act of building something tangible with your own hands.
And this period of deep embedment was absolutely crucial for shaping its long-term identity. It wasn't merely about optimizing product sales. It was about cultivating a community, fostering an entire ethos centered around the achievable ideal of home improvement. This deep resonance in the American consciousness during the formative years of widespread DIY culture laid an incredibly strong, almost institutional groundwork for its current cultural impact. Home Depot evolved beyond being simply a retail space. It became an aspirational institution, synonymous with personal projects, family collaboration, and the tangible creation of a home, a place of belonging. This foundational narrative is key to understanding why it continues to resonate so profoundly, even in today's rapidly changing world.
Okay, so having established that deeply embedded DIY culture, let's fast forward to our present, 2025. Home Depot isn't merely a familiar name anymore. It's a global behemoth. We're talking about the largest home improvement retailer on the planet, with thousands of stores blanketing North America. That's not just a staggering footprint, it's a monumental economic and cultural force, wouldn't you say?
Absolutely. The sheer scale is almost unfathomable, and it signals far more than just impressive sales figures or market share. This dominance is a testament to an unparalleled logistical prowess, a system so finely tuned it rivals some national infrastructures. Seriously, we're talking about incredibly efficient supply chains that can move everything from a single drill bit to truckloads of lumber across vast distances with astonishing speed and precision.
Right, the logistics must be mind-boggling.
Oh, completely. Home Depot's distribution network is a masterclass in modern retail logistics. They use massive regional distribution centers, sophisticated inventory management software, and often their own dedicated fleet of trucks. All to ensure products are where they need to be, precisely when they're needed. Their pervasive presence in the daily lives of millions, often being the sole large hardware store in a given community, gives them immense, almost silent influence. They don't just sell goods, they are truly economic engines, impacting local job markets, property values, and even the commercial ecosystem in countless regions. Consider the ripple effect of a new store opening from construction jobs to long-term employment, impacting hundreds, if not thousands, of families.
That's a fascinating distinction. So it's not simply about their physical size or revenue, but the systemic influence that size creates. It's almost as if they're quietly orchestrating consumer behavior and community development from behind the scenes. But how does that silent orchestration truly manifest itself? Could you elaborate on some of those specific, far-reaching influences?
That's a critical point to unpack. This kind of scale grants Home Depot an outsized role in shaping the very landscape of home improvement. For instance, their immense purchasing power allows them to largely dictate trends in products.
Think about it. What colors are popular for paint this year? What smart home devices become mainstream? Even the types of plants available at nurseries are influenced by their massive buying decisions, often driven by extensive market research and consumer data.
So manufacturers are almost designing for Home Depot. In many cases, yes. Manufacturers, both small innovators and large conglomerates, frequently design products to Home Depot's specifications and distribution capabilities. They want to ensure their offerings align with what Home Depot can stock and sell at scale. Beyond the product level, their presence deeply impacts urban planning. A new Home Depot location isn't just a store, it's often a catalyst for surrounding commercial development. Municipalities undertake extensive traffic studies. They often make road infrastructure adjustments, implement specific zoning decisions, all to accommodate such a large facility. They anticipate the flow of customers and goods. It can fundamentally shift a community's center of gravity, impact local small businesses who sometimes struggle to compete with their pricing and selection, and contribute to the formation of distinct retail corridors.
Wow, that's a deep reach.
It really is. It means they touch almost every aspect of a homeowner's journey, from the practical availability of materials to the aesthetic choices being made, often without us even consciously realizing their hand in it. It's a testament to the power of a truly dominant, vertically integrated brand.
So that's the extensive historical and foundational backdrop, a real empire built on DIY. Now let's catapult ourselves into the present, 2025. You might assume a company with such a long-established legacy would stick to its tried-and-true, somewhat traditional methods. But instead, Home Depot is absolutely exploding on social media, particularly TikTok. We're seeing viral videos about the store's unique smell, memes playfully calling it the ultimate date spot or a man cave Disneyland, and endless humorous takes on people just wandering through it like it's an amusement park. What in the world is sparking this unexpected digital frenzy around a hardware store?
Right. Here's where it truly gets fascinating. Because this phenomenon of Home Depot dominating TikTok trends isn't merely a random, fleeting blip. It's an incredible case study. It shows how a brand, even one as deeply established and seemingly utilitarian as a hardware store, can be spontaneously reimagined and elevated into a vibrant cultural touchstone in the hyper-connected digital age. Take the Home Depot smell as a prime example. It's not just an arbitrary scent profile of sawdust lumber and maybe freshly mixed paint. It's become a potent sensory experience. It's transformed into a widely shared, instantly nostalgic, and profoundly meme-worthy cultural reference online.
People really connect with that smell, don't they?
They really do. People aren't just discussing the literal aroma. They're connecting it to deeply personal memories, positive associations, and the powerful feeling it evokes of potential productivity, of weekend projects, of tangible creation, even of escape for some. It's a collective, almost subconscious recognition of something uniquely Home Depot that resonates deeply with millions. It acts as a powerful olfactory mnemonic for an entire generation's experience of domesticity and aspiration.
It's like that specific aroma functions as a kind of universal key, unlocking a vast shared database of experiences and feelings in people's minds. It transcends being just a smell. It becomes a powerful, evocative feeling.
Precisely. And then you have the humor and delightful irony woven into elevating a hardware store to a recreational destination. Playfully branding it the ultimate date spot or a man cave Disneyland vividly illustrates an evolving, more experiential consumer relationship with traditionally transactional retail spaces. It's no longer solely about the efficient acquisition of goods. It's also about the experience, the subtle escape, the shared activity, and even the emotional connection.
Finding joy in unexpected places, maybe.
Exactly. These viral trends reveal a desire to find joy and novelty in the unexpected. Consider the vivid, often humorous imagery these memes portray. A couple bonding over meticulously selecting the perfect shade of paint, or navigating the expansive lumber aisle hand in hand, or even just the quiet, almost meditative contentment of an individual browsing power tools, completely lost in a world of potential projects. These aren't just amusing videos. They are deeply relatable scenarios that tap into a deeper human desire for connection, for productive engagement, and for finding unique forms of leisure. It's a playful and incredibly effective subversion of what a hardware store should be, morphing it into something far more experiential, communal, and emotionally resonant.
So people are discovering joy and connection in the most unexpected places, viewing the mundane through a fresh, often hilariously ironic, new lens. What's particularly striking here is that this organic, user-driven digital virality isn't occurring in isolation. It's interestingly connected to some very deliberate and strategic corporate moves the company itself is making.
That's an absolutely crucial connection to draw. While much of this social media buzz feels utterly spontaneous and genuinely user-generated, it concurrently points to a company that is acutely attuned to the modern landscape. They are making proactive, strategic efforts to adapt, innovate, and evolve beyond their traditional identity. The fact that so much of the viral content revolves around sensory experiences and emotional connections suggests that the brand's enduring qualities, its authenticity, its legacy, its tangible offerings are being organically reinterpreted and amplified for a new, digitally native audience. This reinterpretation creates a fascinating, powerful dialogue between the brand's venerable past and its vibrant, trend-setting present, ensuring it remains culturally relevant and engaging across generations.
Okay, here's where it really gets intriguing. It's not just viral memes catapulting Home Depot into the trending spotlight. In 2025, the company also made significant corporate news. This powerfully demonstrates they are far from resting on their laurels. We've seen major sustainability initiatives, including key partnerships to dramatically expand the availability of eco-friendly building materials. And alongside that, ambitious experiments with cutting-edge AI-driven home design tools. This is a dramatic departure from merely selling 2x4s and nails, isn't it?
Oh, absolutely. This represents a textbook illustration of how a legacy brand can not only stay relevant, but actively position itself as a forward-thinking innovator. These modern adaptations aren't merely superficial PR efforts. They are strategically vital for a traditional retailer navigating today's rapidly evolving market. Let's delve into their sustainability efforts first. There's a rapidly growing demographic of consumers, particularly younger homeowners, who place a significant premium on environmental impact and ethical sourcing in their purchasing decisions. It's huge for them. By leaning aggressively into sustainability, for example, through partnerships with manufacturers of recycled content lumber, low VOC paints, or energy-efficient smart home systems, Home Depot is directly addressing these critical, evolving consumer and environmental concerns. Which is smart business, really. It's a very smart move. It significantly broadens their appeal, enhances their brand reputation, and demonstrates a tangible commitment to corporate responsibility. That's increasingly paramount for fostering genuine brand loyalty and attracting environmentally conscious customers.
So they're consciously moving beyond simply selling products. They're aligning their brand with contemporary values and addressing pressing global concerns. That's a significant strategic pivot. But what about the AI-driven design tools? How does that sophisticated technology integrate into the strategy of what is fundamentally a hardware store?
The AI-driven home design tools are equally revolutionary, maybe even more so, for the future of DIY. Consider the traditional DIY planning process. It's often cumbersome, right? It involves rough sketches, multiple trips to the store for materials, maybe getting overwhelmed by the sheer number of choices, or struggling to visualize the final outcome. We've all been there. AI can utterly transform this. Imagine a homeowner being able to upload a photo of their living room, articulating their budget, desired aesthetic, and functional requirements to an AI assistant.
Okay, like talking to a virtual designer.
Kind of, yeah. This generative AI could then instantly produce high-fidelity design concepts, recommend specific products like furniture, fixtures, finishes directly available at Home Depot. It could even compile an itemized materials list, complete with estimated costs and a visual rendering of the finished space, like a preview. This kind of technology not only streamlines the DIY planning process, making it vastly more efficient and personalized, but it also democratizes sophisticated design. It makes it less intimidating and more accessible for the average person. It removes friction, minimizes costly errors, and empowers users in a profoundly new, technologically advanced way, making ambitious projects feel truly within reach.
So these innovations aren't just about incremental improvements. They're about strategically positioning Home Depot for the next era, directly appealing to a new generation of homeowners. Homeowners who prioritize not only green living, but also seamless integration of smart technology into every aspect of their lives. It's almost as if they're saying, we're not just your parents' hardware store. We're built for your future, for your values, for your digital lifestyle.
Exactly. These initiatives are foundational to ensuring long-term relevance and cultivating a new customer base. They are explicitly designed to attract a demographic that is digitally native, environmentally conscious, and expects personalized, tech-forward solutions. By embracing these priorities, Home Depot is effectively communicating that it understands and values this new generation of consumers, connecting the brand directly to their evolving needs and aspirations. This strategic foresight represents more than just adaptation. It's about actively shaping the future trajectory of home improvement retail. By seamlessly integrating these cutting-edge innovations, Home Depot is essentially future-proofing its brand. It's demonstrating that a deep traditional legacy can not only coexist, but powerfully thrive alongside groundbreaking technology and progressive, responsible values. This dual approach, honoring a rich past while vigorously building for an innovative future, is the definitive hallmark of truly successful, enduring brands capable of transcending generational shifts.
What's truly fascinating here is how these two distinct elements, the conscious corporate evolution towards sustainability and AI, and the wild organic virality on social media, aren't separate conversations occurring in parallel. They're profoundly blending, creating a unique and multifaceted public discourse around Home Depot. We're seeing genuine, heartfelt nostalgia for those formative weekend DIY projects, mixing with sharp, contemporary internet humor surrounding the distinct Home Depot aesthetic.
Yeah, this dynamic combination generates an incredibly rich, multi-layered brand image. It's a feat that most companies struggle immensely to achieve organically. On one side, you have the deep, almost instinctual nostalgia for an era of suburban expansion and hands-on home improvement. Many individuals vividly recall childhood trips to Home Depot with their parents, maybe learning about tools or embarking on a shared project that culminated in a profound sense of tangible accomplishment. This collective past resonates powerfully, evoking feelings of comfort, family values, self-reliance, maybe a simpler time.
And then on the other side,
the internet humor that coalesces around the Home Depot aesthetic takes those deeply familiar elements. The vibrant orange branding, the expansive warehouse layout, the sheer visual density of product variety, and ingeniously recontextualizes them. It's done with a playful, often ironic, and distinctly modern twist.
So the iconic orange isn't just a corporate brand color anymore. It's become an integral part of an entire cultural vibe. The physical store itself isn't just a utilitarian space where you purchase items. It's transformed into a literal stage for a meme, a backdrop for a shared cultural experience.
It's exactly right. The very aesthetic of Home Depot has gracefully transcended its original, purely functional purpose. It's no longer solely about efficiently navigating aisles to procure necessary items. It's evolved to encompass a unique visual identity, a specific and instantly recognizable sensory input, that smell again, and a rich, shared cultural understanding that was organically developed around it. This remarkable transformation means that the brand can simultaneously tap into deep-seated emotional connections rooted in the past and dynamically engage with the fast-paced, often whimsical, and highly participatory language of contemporary digital culture.
Which is quite a balancing act.
It's a rare ability. For the past, its enduring DIY legacy, and the present, its vibrant internet humor. To resonate so strongly and synergistically creates an incredibly dynamic and profoundly memorable brand experience. It powerfully illustrates how a consistent, robust brand identity can be continually reinterpreted, refreshed, and revitalized by new generations, discovering entirely new meanings and innovative ways to connect. In essence, it has become a true cultural shorthand, instantly recognizable and loaded with layers of shared significance and collective identity.
Okay, so if we expand our perspective now and connect this to the broader picture, it becomes clear that Home Depot transcends being merely a retail establishment. It truly functions as a powerful cultural metaphor, doesn't it? It symbolizes so much more than just a commercial transaction. It represents fundamental human drives for building, for progress, for self-sufficiency, and ultimately for independence.
Well said. What's truly compelling here is how profoundly Home Depot taps into universal human desires. The very act of home improvement, which Home Depot has so effectively facilitated and popularized, isn't just about simple renovation. It's fundamentally about creation. It speaks directly to our innate drive for self-sufficiency, our deep-seated need to creatively shape and personalize our own environments, and our profound desire to leave a tangible, lasting mark on the world immediately around us. Think about it. When you pick up a hammer, mix a bag of concrete, or choose a new paint color, you're not simply performing a task. You are actively engaging in an act of shaping, of improving, of manifesting an idea, and quite literally, bringing something new and personal into existence. This psychological satisfaction derived from tangible creation is immensely powerful.
And it connects so intimately to the very idea of the American dream, doesn't it? The aspirational goal of owning a home and then having the agency and means to personally invest in it, to adapt it, to truly make it your own, to fulfill that vision.
Absolutely. It aligns perfectly with the enduring ideals of personal accomplishment and the deeply satisfying experience of tangible creation. There's an undeniable, profound sense of pride that washes over someone looking at a freshly painted room, a meticulously rebuilt deck, or a custom-crafted bookshelf, knowing with certainty that they envisioned it, they meticulously sourced the materials, and they personally invested the effort to bring that vision to life. Home Depot, in many significant ways, has evolved into the silent yet essential partner in countless such narratives of personal achievement and domestic transformation. It consistently provides the raw materials, the indispensable tools, and often the initial spark of inspiration that empowers individuals to manifest their creative visions and profoundly enhance their living spaces. This makes it a powerful symbol of empowerment, demonstrating how individuals can actively transform their surroundings and, in a very real sense, themselves through their own ingenuity, skill, and sheer effort. It's a testament to the enduring human spirit of innovation, self-reliance, and the timeless desire to build a better future, one project at a time.
This leads us to a fascinating question. How exactly does a typically utilitarian hardware store designed for practicality and efficiency manage to transform into a legitimate, even cherished pop culture experience, largely thanks to the internet's unique brand of irony and collective humor? We're discussing memes and viral videos that treat it like a destination, almost a pilgrimage, rather than simply a place to acquire building supplies. How does that happen?
This is a prime and incredibly illustrative example of how dynamic online communities can seize upon something ordinary and, through shared collective action, imbue it with profound layers of meaning, humor, and a powerful sense of collective identity. The internet, particularly highly visual and participatory platforms like TikTok, functions as an unprecedented amplifier and a radical recontextualizer. An ordinary trip to Home Depot, which for generations was simply a routine chore or a necessary errand, suddenly becomes fertile ground for content creation, for shared cultural references, and for humorous commentary. People aren't just going to a Home Depot, they're going to the Home Depot, the one that possesses that specific, instantly recognizable aroma, the one where you can delightfully lose yourself for hours, the one that's ironically celebrated as a perfect, quirky date spot.
So it's less about the static physical space itself and far more about the evolving collective narrative we're all actively constructing and sharing about that space online. The digital story becomes almost as real, or maybe even more real sometimes, than the physical visit.
Precisely. This phenomenon is highly comparable to how other cultural landmarks, be they famous tourist attractions, iconic restaurants, or even specific movie theaters, become experiences. But the truly unique and compelling aspect here is that this profound transformation for Home Depot is overwhelmingly digitally mediated and rigorously driven by user-generated content, often infused with a heavy, self-aware dose of irony. The online conversation surrounding a place can, in many contemporary instances, become just as significant, if not more so, than the actual physical visit itself. People go to Home Depot, capture photos or videos, layer on a humorous caption or a trending audio sound, and by doing so, actively contribute to this continuously evolving, multifaceted narrative. This dynamic interplay reveals a fascinating and critical trend regarding the blurring lines between physical and digital realities in modern consumer culture. The boundaries are dissolving. What transpires offline immediately translates, amplifies, and is reinterpreted online, creating a powerful feedback loop where the digital representation fundamentally influences and often redefines the perception of the physical. It demonstrates the immense, almost alchemical power of collective internet culture to redefine, elevate, and imbue almost anything with new layers of meaning and cultural significance.
All of this complex interplay leads us to a crucial and highly compelling business analysis. It strongly suggests that Home Depot isn't merely passively riding a wave of viral trends. They are actively and astutely managing to stay incredibly relevant. They're strategically leaning into critical areas like sustainability and advanced digital tools, while simultaneously becoming an active, almost celebrated participant in online humor. There's even compelling speculation that the company not only tolerates but actively embraces these memes because they generate an immense amount of invaluable free marketing and, crucially, significantly refresh its brand image, especially appealing to younger, digitally native audiences.
Yes, if we connect all these threads to form a comprehensive picture, you undeniably see a cohesive, sophisticated, and thoroughly modern brand strategy at play. Home Depot is effectively operating on three critically interlinked pillars: a deep and transparent commitment to sustainability, continuous digital innovation, and a remarkably savvy embrace of internet culture. These are by no means disparate efforts. They work in powerful concert, each amplifying the others. The immense value of free marketing through viral, user-generated content in today's landscape simply cannot be overstated. In an era where traditional advertising can be prohibitively expensive and easily dismissed or ignored by consumers.
Right, people just tune it out.
Exactly. Organic virality achieves a breadth of reach and a level of authentic credibility that few paid campaigns could ever hope to match. When someone creates a genuinely funny Home Depot meme or a captivating video about the smell, they're not just providing entertainment, they're organically advocating for the brand, generating positive sentiment, and most importantly, keeping Home Depot central in the cultural conversation in a way that feels authentic and unforced.
It's almost like having millions of highly engaged, enthusiastic micro-influencers working tirelessly on your behalf, often without even a direct request. And for a venerable legacy brand attempting to bridge generational divides and connect with new demographics, that kind of organic advocacy must be incredibly powerful.
Absolutely. This strategic foresight is utterly critical for refreshing a legacy brand's image, allowing it to authentically appeal to younger, digitally native demographics such as millennials and Gen Z. These consumers are not just looking for functional products. They're actively seeking brands that deeply align with their values, that demonstrate innovation, and that authentically speak their language, including the often nuanced and ironic language of memes and online humor. By actively engaging with, and to some extent even participating in these digital trends, Home Depot is sending a clear and powerful signal that it understands, values, and is relevant to this new generation. This proactive engagement is not just about fleeting trends. It strategically ensures long-term relevance and sustained market share in what is an incredibly dynamic and competitive retail landscape. It's a profound testament to a brand that profoundly understands its deeply rooted heritage while simultaneously embracing and even shaping the future. It demonstrates that tradition and trending topics can not only coexist, but can powerfully thrive together, securing its place as a continued and evolving cultural touchstone for many years to come.
What an incredible journey we've taken. From its truly revolutionary warehouse concept back in 1978, expertly riding the enormous waves of suburban growth and the burgeoning DIY culture, to its current formidable status as a global giant that is not only embracing cutting-edge sustainability and advanced AI, but is also paradoxically transforming into a viral sensation and a beloved meme across TikTok. Home Depot is unequivocally a fascinating and complex case study in enduring legacy meeting profound modern resonance.
It truly highlights the dynamic, ever-evolving interplay between the tangible world of brick-and-mortar retail and the fluid, rapidly transforming digital landscape. Brands today are increasingly defined not just by their physical products or their traditional storefronts, but by the compelling conversations they ignite online, the memes they playfully inspire, and the deeper, often unexpected cultural meanings they organically accrue through collective engagement.
Absolutely. So as these lines continue to delightfully blur between what we consider everyday retail and what emerges as a powerful cultural touchstone, it prompts an intriguing question for you, our listener. What other unexpected, seemingly ordinary brands might we see undergoing similar transformations, evolving into potent symbols of our ever-shifting digital landscape and our deepest personal aspirations in the years to come? Perhaps something truly unexpected will catch your eye on your next trip out, wherever that may be. Thank you for joining us for this deep dive into Home Depot.